Hey guys, now you can follow me on Facebook. Just go to facebook.com/UltraMaximusReviews. Don't do it.
Okay. Oh, hey, Yusa!
You suck.
Bruh, nice costume. Bump it. Hello YouTube, Ultra Maximus back with another toy review, and today we're taking a look at a figure from Man of Steel. It's the Black Suit Superman. Now, this incarnation of Superman, we've seen this costume a few times. Initially, we saw this type of costume in the Return of Superman, after Superman died in the 90s in the comics. He came back, he was wearing a black costume with a silver S, so it was very inspired by that, and one of my favorite Superman costumes, actually. I think we had an animated series costume in the toy line with this color scheme as well. I don't think it appeared on the show, but we had it in toy form. And this incarnation, so this is from a scene, if you've not seen the movie, he's dealing with Zod, and it's not really a dream sequence, but kind of a mental sequence, like a virtual reality type sequence. Very Terminator-like and very interesting, but very cool. This was one of the figures I actually did like from the Man of Steel line, and I never did get around to picking it up, but I found it at my local flea market in a $5 bin, 5 figures for $5, and I couldn't pass it up for $1. Now, he doesn't come with any of his original accessories, but that's alright, and it's in really good shape. I had to do a little bit of touch-up on the hair. Some of the black had rubbed off, and then there was some like pink and blue on the back of the cape that somebody had gotten paint on, so I touched that up as well to make it nice and dark and black. And the silver is actually really, really nice on it. It has worn very, very nicely. So other than the little bits of touch-up, I really didn't have to do anything for it. It is, of course, a Mattel figure. This, I believe, predates the DC Comics multiverse lines. It was the Man of Steel line when it came out, but it's basically a multiverse figure. As far as articulation goes, his head can move left and right. It goes down just a hair, doesn't really go up, which is very unfortunate. There's no ab crunch on the figure. The arms, there's a ball joint right here. There's an upper twist at the upper arm. It's got a single jointed elbow, and then it has a twist at the wrist, and that's about it. There is a twist at the waist, but it's really, really tight and doesn't move very much. His leg kicks about that far forward. It doesn't go back very far. It does kick out really, really far, and it's all out of focus. So yeah, it kicks out really, really far. That's kind of cool. Again, it doesn't really kick forward or back very well. He has a twist at the upper leg. There is a single jointed knee. There is no twist at the boot, and then there is a hinge, and again, it's out of focus. There we go. I don't know what's going on with that. Sorry, guys. And there's a hinge at the ankle, single jointed knee, and that's really about it. As far as articulation, the cape, nice and heavy, but it doesn't get really in the way of the articulation, but it flows really, really nice on the figure. So taking a closer look at the figure itself, I do like the paint applications on this figure. I love the silver S on the chest. Everything's a nice, dull, charcoal black. I like how he's got the 5 o'clock shadow and the red painted eyes. It's very reminiscent of, I think it was Superman 2, when Superman got drunk at a bar and then ended up fighting himself. I think he fought Clark Kent in a junkyard. I love that. Very, very cool. Or was that Superman 3? I can't remember which one it was. But a great scene. That's what it reminds me of with the 5 o'clock shadow. But I love the black and silver costume. I've always liked this from the comics to the cartoons to the movies. And I hope we get to see that in the upcoming Justice League when Superman comes back from the dead. Because that will be very, very reminiscent of the comics. If you have not read the comics of the death and return of Superman, back in the 90s when I was a kid. That was huge. And when he came back, he had a black costume with the silver S. There was no cape on it, and he had like a mullet. It was really weird, but it was the 90s. What are you going to do? But definitely cool and a nice homage to that era of comics. So taking a look at the midsection of the figure, I like the sculpt. I like the detail on the costume. It matches the suit very well in the movie. All the flat black looks really nice. Got a little bit of glossy black around his shorts down there. The silver buckle looks nice. The hands are painted. Flesh tone, you can't really go wrong with that. And then we've got this nice big flowy cape. I like all the ridges. This is one of the better Superman capes I've seen on a figure in a while, I think. I like how it's very broad. I like the texture on the back with the wrinkles and everything, and how it just kind of flows like it's in the wind is very, very nice, and it works for this style of figure. So looking at the legs of the figure, I love how the cape fans out with the wide wrinkles. Very, very cool. Very nice. And then the legs of the suit, very nice. It's got the texture. The boots look right. He stands really well. I was afraid that with this cape it would stand kind of funky. But his legs, the cape is kind of waved right for his two legs to go down between the cloth. And it works really, really well. It just gives a nice flowing look, and I do appreciate that. For comparison, here we have the black suit Superman next to the Dark Knight Returns Superman and the battle-ready Aquaman from Batman vs. Superman. And as you can see, he's kind of in the middle between these figures. This is a more modern DC Comics multiverse figure, and this is off, I think, the He-Man body mold for Masters of the Universe. And this is a basic figure from Batman vs. Superman. So he's halfway between, and I think it works really well with the new modern DC movie line. It's definitely pretty cool looking, and it's going to look nice up on the DC shelf. And here we have the black suit Superman with Wonder Woman, the Toys R Us exclusive figure from the Wonder Woman film of 2017. And then this is my custom armored Batman from Batman vs. Superman. And again, I like the way he fits into the DC movie line. I think it looks really, really cool. And I really, really do hope we see this suit again in the Justice League. I think that would be awesome. But I think it's going to look really nice sitting next to my custom Batman sitting there. Definitely cool, nice and dark, and just really, really, dark. I don't have another word. We'll just say it's nice and dark. So is the black suit Superman from Man of Steel something that you want in your DC collection? I'm going to say yes if you can find this at a good price. The costume's awesome. Whether you like the movie or not, this is a cool look for Superman, I think. All black with a silver S and a silver buckle. Very nice. He's got that dirty 5 o'clock shadow. He's got the red eyes. It's just a really neat figure. The cape is awesome on this, and I'm just really, really digging it. He's not very good for flying poses. I will say that about the figure. It's probably one of my biggest gripes. I wish he had a chest where he could arch up and then his neck could look up to get him in a good flying pose, but this is more of a standard, ooh, I'm going to kick your butt kind of posing action figure, I guess. But overall, it's very, very cool. I am digging it, and for $1, I can't complain. I don't know what this is going on the web for at the moment. I would guess you could get this pretty cheap, probably under $20, I'm going to presume. If you can get this for under 10, absolutely this is a must pick up, I think, for any Superman collection, just on the sheer color pattern alone. So there he is, the black suit Superman from Man of Steel.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, thumbs it up. If you hate this video, thumbs it down. To watch more Ultra Maximus, click on the links to the right. Don't forget to subscribe and share, like us on Facebook, and look for more videos in the future.